Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Beeftorio. We're looking at our underground mine that is in its own little shell. We're almost there. We just need to finish the zipline station, and that will be one of the major aims for this episode. Otherwise, we're kind of just waiting for the water to evaporate down here. There's still 2 levels in there. And we are in the middle of a drought. Alright, last time we also finished this pipe system, basically, to connect these water sources in here. Fresh water will go out this way, bad water will go to the right, and start filling this up, which then will go in this direction. Alright, well, that's at least the theory behind it. We haven't tested it yet, but I'm very hopeful that it will work out. There are a couple of things that we want to do. For starters, we actually need some metal blocks, I think. We only have 1. Do we have any scrap metal? We do not have any scrap metal, but we do need 20 metal blocks to actually finish the building of the zipline station. So there are a couple of ways we can go about this, and I think it's time we try to recover these metal pieces. And while I was hoping to wait until it evaporates, I don't think it will happen in time before we're starting to pile things up again. So we're gonna work around that. Yeah, I don't want to destroy the path. That's alright. We're gonna work around that and destroy some of the metal pieces or metal overhangs in this direction and just replace them with bridges. While it's kind of a waste, we will be able to actually recover all of the planks as well. And I think overall it will be quite beneficial for us. Alright, making sure that we're setting the priority of these new piles to the highest, so our beavers can go and collect them, as well as these bridges, that they will be built soon. We also want to completely rethink this entire area back here. Thanks to Pierogi Girl, who pointed out that why do I even do this? We don't necessarily need the power from up here, so we could just put in the badwater domes, and that's exactly what we will be doing. So even though you guys spend a lot of time watching me put this together, I'm gonna remove it, all of it again. And then we're gonna be replacing this with the badwater domes, which also means we don't actually need any of these levee systems like that are kind of just creating our basin over here. Okay. We're also gonna destroy this bridge, and we'll be replacing it with a much larger one. Alright, let me quickly finish. I think that's the wrong side. Yep. Of course it is. So we're just quickly gonna put in all the bridges over here. And I think bridges from both sides connected should actually be able to build this this entire area up. So that will be quite beneficial for us as well. Right, we won't be able to put the levee on this side over here, but we can actually make that connection from over here if I place it again in the right spot, which I did not. So let's destroy you guys again, put a bridge on top. When you build this far up, it becomes really tricky to figure out where the bases for all of these buildings kind of need to be. Alright, and then one last bridge, one too long. Here we go. Now this system is completely set up. We do have 14,000 science, so we're also gonna immediately unlock the badwater dome. Don't think we need the badwater rig, but our badwater production needs to move from up here to down there. Right. So this new system is in, and once they have finished kind of collecting the material, we're gonna slowly remove all of these levee systems, massively improving our overall log supply. We do have 6 dynamite at the moment, and I think we need some more. So I'm gonna turn on the badwater pump and the explosive factory. We also have 5 unemployed beavers. So yeah, probably worthwhile making, like, reactivating some more things. And we don't have a lot of things to reactivate. 566 planks, so a lot of planks. Let's go ahead and actually unlock the mine and put it underneath here where it belongs. Yeah, 4,000 science. Gonna make sure that we will finish this soon so that this kind of gets done very, very quickly. And one of the things that I've noticed, they haven't built this part yet. And the reason is we built that over that platform system over here, but never connected it up. So let's go ahead and first recover these steps down there, so we can then finally make the connection over here, and they have a direct way of getting over to this section. All right, new dawn, good, good, good. Already putting stuff into the mine, also good. So I want to say we're overall in a good position. I think I also want to turn this into a channel. So the water has a direct path that goes in here. So we're going to place the dynamite in, setting this to the highest priority as well. Because again, kind of that's what we do. And they're building the bridges over here now. It's very nice. Overall looking all right. I think we also need to reactivate this 4 days. Yeah, just to make sure they are replanting this area over here. Okay. So now, with the added badwater coming out of here and coming out of here, plus all the badwater sources down here and the freshwater sources out here, I'm a bit worried that this tiny area here is actually not enough to let out all the water. So I think we want to increase that area, like make it bigger. Excuse me. So, and we want to make good use of that. The question is, how are we actually planning to do this? We could put a secondary channel right here with a couple of power wheels in. And you know what? Maybe we'll just do that. Then we can connect it up to this part here, which I think I overall quite like. Do we have... We do have a centrifuge, don't we? We do. We do have 11 extract, so we can actually unlock the double dynamite. And then we're just gonna make a little bit of space over here. Now, unfortunately, there's this tree in the way. So instead of putting it on this side, I'll actually make the space on the other side, because we need to go down here to chop this tree down before we can place anything on top of it, which not ideal. Now, this might ultimately destroy our ability to produce as much power as we currently are. But I think it's the other part is just too risky, because once the water steps over, all of this down here is actually flooded. Alternatively, oh no, but the water wheels would be flooded too. I was just gonna say, alternatively, we could just move all of these piles. But again, not ideal. I'm also gonna now replace this regular pile with a deep pile, making sure we pick up that one log over here first. We're okay with water, even though everyone is thirsty. I mean, not great with water, but okay with water, at least. Wonder why... I guess everyone just had a drink, so we're going down to 30. I think this is the most, like the lowest water level I've ever had in any of my playthroughs. I usually build like a couple of thousand pieces of storage. Okay, so this is done. We can detonate this over here. And now we could, in theory, disconnect this. Have they... They have taken... Oh, don't tell me they've put it all... Where did our metal blocks go? So there's 8 here. 8 here. Oh, they just haven't picked it up yet. I hope they're just picking it up to put it back in here. What is going on? Why is everyone hungry and thirsty? I don't quite know. Alright, bottom line is though, they are picking up the metal blocks, which will definitely be good. We can also start removing this part right here. Gives us another 3 metal blocks, which again will be quite useful in the long run. Also gonna now... Oh, they still haven't picked that part up. And I should set that to highest priority. Which makes me think, how's this coming along? Are you almost done? Just 15 more gears that they need to produce from scratch, but that is fine. I guess we only have 1 gear workshop. Alright, anyways. So what are our beavers up to? They actually have built most of this. I will not explode this out yet, because yeah, they won't be able to get there otherwise. What are they? They are missing some extract. So let's quickly turn this back on just for a little while. I don't think we really need to go over here anymore. So I will not destroy it, but we're gonna start reconnecting it up here, which I think will shorten some of the pathways. Alright, water is coming out. I think this part we had set up last time, so it will actually flow out this direction, and I do want to keep this up, because as usual, I want to fill up or top up our main crater over here. But I do want to see, look at that, water is coming through. Very exciting. We're slowly starting to fill this up again. Why? Wow, so much water coming out of here. Okay, it is settling down a bit. I'll actually raise you, because I want first to fully top this up. Who knows when the normal cycle will end again. So there we go. Right, I can detonate this. We can also now stop the centrifuge again. We do have 14 dynamite, which I think is plenty for now. So let's pause all of this. And then we're just gonna set this up over here with additional water wheels. So let's see. Yeah, I did not think this through. I should have only done a single line of dynamite. Then we could have kept it on top as like an overflow kind of thing. Instead, I now still need to build a staircase down here so we can explode the rest of this away. Alright, so let's do that, highest priority. Let's go back into our dynamite. Place 4 over here. And then we might even place 2 of them over this direction. I'm still a bit worried that this might not be enough. I mean, we could always open this up and make that a double line over here, but we'll see. We'll see. Also, during a regular season like this one, I don't know if we really want to have additional bad water coming out of this way. It's more like during a bad tide, because then we have this crater source and this crater source all like top this part up. That makes me a bit worried. All right, let's have a quick look how they are getting along. They are getting along pretty well over here with picking stuff up. So let's destroy you. Highest priority on pickups. They are also building all of this, so I will pause both the domes, just so they don't actually use up our precious metal blocks that we need in order to get over here. That also reminds me, we need to wrap this part up so they can finally actually get to that. All right. We're gonna also place a staircase down here, and don't know if we really need it immediately, but it won't hurt to have it. Actually, it is the end of the day, so I'm just gonna destroy this and replace it with a platform, highest priority. Let's also have the pickup to be the highest priority. All right. Overall, I think things are coming along. Oh, should set the explosives over here to be high priority as well. And while we're at it, let's also remove this tree here. And then we're gonna see, I think once we remove, I'm actually gonna wait with this one. Because then we can actually put in a floodgate over here. Which will allow us to control the height a little bit better. So water is coming out here now. There we go. This shouldn't be a problem. Now we have reduced the amount of power we're producing over here because we have the second channel. The drought is approaching. Okay. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the bad tide yet, which I do appreciate. And things are coming along. Slowly, but steadily. Alright. Have they picked up? They have picked up the next pile over here. Let's go ahead and remove the next part. Is our log storage actually in? It is not in. It's just needing some more gears. This is now overflowing, which makes me think we're also going to lower this. So it still tops this part up, but we're also going to start filling up this crater. As it will take probably a couple of seasons before we have this to a level where we can actually pump out the water from this side instead of this side. The mine is in, we can tell, because there's a building underwater. So that is awesome. And the zipline station is in as well. So for now, we're also going to connect it up here. So things are coming along, I want to say, pretty well. They have finished building this one. So let's unpause you. And wait until, let's actually have a look. Yeah, so much more power now. Just by blocking this part off. Okay, in addition, we also want to make sure that we can harvest these. By harvest, I actually mean just get the water out, floodgate over here. Let's actually raise this. And it is on highest priority, that is good. And then we're also gonna add more power wheels, one in here. And like I said, we need to connect these up. So a single dynamite here, a single dynamite over here. And once they've put all of this in, we should actually be able to make additional power out of these. There's still a good amount of power output over here though. For each of these. So we could even just keep it rolling. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be... no, it does increase. Alright. And the next thing that we really need to do is build up our power connections. Just like that. Alright. I don't know if it's worthwhile to keep these locked. Yes, it slowly increases. But I think what might be happening more is that this actually rises. Huh. Anyways. Let's continue with our quest of getting these materials back. Wood storage still not in. We really need to add more gear workshops and actually should start thinking about moving all of our industry area up here. Alright, drought has started. All of this looks good. 19 days, not too bad. There's still a good amount of water coming down here. I was a little bit shocked for a second about the red stuff, but I guess it's because there's so much bad water in here. Alright. Okay, dynamite is in as well. Let's explode these. Put our connectors in. And in all honesty, I am a bit worried that this might still not be enough. So what could we possibly do? I guess we could actually explode this out. We might actually be okay. We might actually be okay. Just to be on the safe side, we're gonna prep a potential outflow stream. Do we have enough? We have dynamite. Do we have extract? We have one more extract. Awesome. So this will be able to connect. This need to go in here. So what I'm planning to do is basically build all of this up and leave a single explosive or explodable piece up here, which actually makes me think we need to build all of these. I guess I can detonate this already. Then we put in our double platform. Highest priority to you. And then we're gonna make this connection over here. Highest priority as well. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No priority at all until we have actually built this. Which means we need more extract. Otherwise we need 2 more dynamite on this side. Only gonna... Actually, we could just put both of them in. No more storage. I set this to metal blocks. Logs it is. Alright. These I'm not gonna explode away. But these I'm gonna finish off, which means, like I said, we need more extract, so let's turn you back on. How much badwater do we still have? 5. And we need 4 per extract, so let's actually go ahead and turn our badwater pump on again. Right. Could be worthwhile putting some storage in for the extract. You know what, let's do it. Let's overbuild a little bit. Just so that when we need it, we actually have it. Alright, also highest priority to picking up the logs again. I'm very excited for this to be cleared. It is still an entire level in there. Ah. I don't know if we're gonna get there in this episode. We'll see, we'll see. Not about to end it yet. Alright. What else should we be thinking about? Maybe it is time to also start thinking about how we're gonna make this a much more pleasant space for our beavers. I mean, ultimately, let's actually have a quick look at water. Mechanical fluid pump. This goes 6 levels deep, right? Or can I test this? Do I have anything that's like 6 levels deep? Oh, I should actually just say so. 5 levels deep. So this is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we might actually be able, with a single of these mechanical pumps, get water up in this area once we've sealed it off. Although I would prefer if it was a bit more automatic. But I guess it will be fine. If we just connect it up to the water, to the power grid up here, we should ultimately be fine. The fluid pump is 3 wide, so we will need to reconstruct this a little bit, but it should actually be relatively straightforward. All right. 1 beaver is injured. I'm sorry, mate. Who are you? Okay, now we can actually detonate the ones back here. We can unpause this shaft. And then, if we need it... Ah, shoot. Shoot. Alright, kind of need to get over here to destroy this part right there as well. Let's go and destroy this part right there. And while we're at it, let's actually turn this, like I mentioned before, in another set of these. We just need to go down here so we can actually dig up these trees. Okay, right now we just disconnected one of the large windmills. We're still producing enough power for our entire colony, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm really worried about how much bad water might be coming down this way. And you know what? Better safe than sorry. We've managed to, I think we only had 1 or 2 beavers contaminated so far, and that was completely on me as one actually walked up this way. Yeah, sorry beavers. So, yeah. Could actually put the staircase back in. And we don't need you anymore. Alright. What else do we need? I mean, technically building some of our wood industry down here would make a lot more sense because all of our logs are over here. And since we're actually going down this way, maybe it is now time to just remove all of these trees. Actually, for that we don't even need to go down there. let's go ahead and place a double levee in here. Staircase on top. And then go ahead and remove all these resources. Highest priority on this. And just, since we're at it, remove these resources. Highest priority on that. And if we go one further down, we can actually make a very nice connection up to this part, which I think will actually be quite nice. Even if we explode these, we can turn this into another deep storage. So yep, we're cleaning up a little bit. Every now and then you do have to do some housekeeping. So let's prioritize you as well, and then you know what, I'm just gonna remove all of the resources down there just in case we want to move over this way for whatever reason. You never know. Too far from the district center because I haven't built the paths yet. That should solve that problem. Right, so they've cleared out all of this, which means I can destroy you again, and we can... Was that smart? Maybe not smart, but it will do. And then we can set up the explosives once they have picked up that stash, which is right now. So all of these should be buildable. And then a double layer up top, which will then also allow us to connect back in here. And just so we can... Actually, I should just do that right now. We'll always be able to open this up and don't need to explode it away. Alright. And while they are still building all of this, actually, hold on. You're a seedling, so we can actually just remove you by putting a path on top, right? Yep. Meaning we don't need you anymore. Highest priority to pick up. And with this plan in motion, I'm going to call it an episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.